start in racing and then we prove it. So, working with racers like Jordan here, we're able to prove that these concepts work.
Alrighty guys, so this is my 4400 fully independent Ultra 4 car. It's quite different than a lot of the other cars you're going to see out here. A lot of them either have a solid front axle or A-arm front and a solid rear axle. This one is actually A-arm front and an independent trailing arm rear system. So we obviously chose Fox shocks for this car. We run a 3.0 bypass in the rear, and then a 2.5 coilover, and then a 3.0 IBP in the front.
And so the front end, the way the suspension is packaged, there wasn't really enough room to put two shocks, a coilover and a bypass. So what he chose was a 3-inch internal bypass, which is a lot like what you find on the front of our Ford Raptor kits. But running just a single shock in the race application with this type of leverage and the weight and the size of the tires, the shocks can wind up overheating and you may not get consistent performance. So what we did was we incorporated our Raptor DSC along with the fin reservoir and with the check valve system that recirculates the oil through the reservoir and through the shock. On top of that, we actually integrated an additional cooler to help keep that oil at an optimal temperature so that Jordan can have a more consistent suspension feel throughout the entire race. So typically with an external bypass shock, your adjustments are a lot easier because you have tubes that you can change, and you wind up, hey, you know what, the car's bothering me, I want some more compression, you dial in some more compression. This one, if we didn't have this DSC, we would have to revalve the shock every single time. But with the DSC, I'll just come over here and Jordan and I will just have a conversation. Jordan will tell me, hey, the car is doing this. Then we can make some quick adjustments. He can go try it out. I don't even have to go out with him in the desert because just based off his feedback, I make the changes and he comes and tells me, hey, that worked, or hey, you know what, that didn't go quite what we thought.
The other way, yeah.
All this technology is basically everything you get in our bolt-in Ford Raptor kit. So, working with racers like Jordan here, we're able to prove that these concepts work, and to show that the performance is better or is more consistent. And then we incorporate that same technology into this looks identical with our Raptor shock, and it works exactly the same way by using a DSC as one check valve and using another check valve, and together they're able to make this recirculate. We start in racing and then we prove it